What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Hope you guys are all, enjoying the Monday after the big Super Bowl this weekend. So with that kind of being said, let's get into the markets here and see exactly what we were doing. Now, inside of Evolution Traders, with a lot of the traders that I trade with each and every single day, very, very early, we identified that it was a little bit of a choppy open, right? So it was a very, very muted open. You can see right off the bell, we put in that big hammer candle, sets up a 20 SMA play, kind of confirms, pulls back, closes back below the 20 SMA, closes back over, closes under. So again, if you didn't take the trade, like the opening, 20 SMA play, that would have, not even necessarily gotten stopped out because it never really closed or broke below that reason why. But let me paint a little bit of a picture. There's a lot of times traders will see this candle off the open. They'll take this confirmation as soon as price starts to break. And as soon as it starts to pull back, guess what happens? They completely panic because they were oversized. They're trading too many contracts. They go into drawdown. They panic sell. It never takes out the low. You can see we do have support here at the linear regression as well. Never takes out the low, never closes below the low. They get out of the position only to see this run up in their favor, an hour later. So how do we kind of get around that? Well, here's a couple of things that you can do. You can sit out of the market for the first 30 minutes, allow that first hour candle to close, correlate that with what is the overnight session highs, what's the previous day's highs, and then kind of from there, take that move, take that breakout. That would have essentially come here in the 7:30, 7:35, 7:40 time Pacific Standard, when we really started to get over those overnight session highs, as well as those first hour highs here. Now, again, we would have had a beautiful short setup if the low would have confirmed. Why? We would be below the 2200 as well as the linear regression. We would be below the opening range of the 5-minute candle here with a lot of potential room down. Okay, you can see, let me take off some of these old drawings from last week. You can see that there's nothing but airspace here with a lot of room down if we confirmed. Now, as a trader, you need to be an adult, right? You have to be an adult. I'm a big advocate of kind of telling things like they are. Do I win 100% of my trades? Of course not, right? Of course not. I lose every day. I'm a short-term trader on the future side. So I might look to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades in a day. And some of those trades I lose. Some of those trades I break even. Some of those trades I win. But what I do know is that when you do catch a winner, I want you to evaluate that P&L. And I want you, a member in my Discord today made a very, very solid point. This is something that I used to do and I still do a lot. If you have 20 some odd trading days in a month, okay? Let's use the 20 rule effect. What is that? Okay, if I make $100 on this one particular trade, is it a lot of money? No. Could I take some more trades and make more? Of course. Can I take some more trades and lose it? Of course. But the 20 rule effect is, at that point in time, if you do manage to win a trade, times it times 20, right? If there's 20 trading days in a month, or some odd, again, there's going to be a little bit more. But what I'm saying is that if you're able to average, theoretically speaking, because again, you're not going to win every day, but theoretically speaking, if you can make $100 over 20 days in the month, how much would that be? Well, that'd be about $2,000, right? And I think $2,000 for a lot of you guys out there would be more than you took out of the market last month, right? So what's the problem? If you made $300 times it times 20, you'd be upwards of $5,000 on a month. That's very, very good money, right? So instead of trying to shoot for the $5,000 week, the $5,000 day, just shoot for the $200 day, the $300 day. Let's work on baby steps. Now, again, let's get into the setup that actually, populated here. It was at this time here, once we failed to kind of break down below, I was really telling the guys, sit patient, we got a clear range. What's that range? The range that we were looking at was going to be those first hour highs and those first hour lows. Now, until we get out of this range, I don't want to take any trades. Now, we started to get this 20 SMA play here that I mentioned. If you take this trade and it fails, you know why. because it's in the middle of a range. Now you can try to take an early entry, because if it does break, again, keyword if, because we never know if the trade's going to work or it's not. If you take it and it manages to break through, make sure you're selling for profits. Or you can wait for that top side opening range first hour candle to break. That would also be over the overnight session highs. That starts to happen here at 735, 740. You could have got in on this move. And I know a lot of my traders and evolution traders took this and they made some fantastic money. And they're already done trading on the day. They're absolutely done, right? That's why you do this business. You sit back, you be patient, and you try to identify what's going on as soon as possible. You know, it was off 10, 15, 20 minutes after the market opened. Everyone is calling for a muted open. Everyone sees that it's in a little bit of a range. We're not confirming to the high side. We're not confirming to the downside. Stay patient. Patience, 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 patience will pay. Now, again, does it always work out that way? You know, if you just because you wait for the first 30 minutes to close and you wait for overnight session highs to get taken out or overnight session lows, does that mean that you're never going to lose a trade? Of course not. Do you know how many trades over the years I've got in when we break through a level like this, it puts in one candle and then pulls all the way back on me? Hundreds of times. Am I going to sit here and am I going to cry about it? Of course not. Why? Because I understand that it could happen. I want to know, you know, and be okay with, before I even take the trade, if it doesn't work, am I okay with losing X amount of dollars based on the amount of contracts that I'm trading? If the answer is yes, I push my chips to the middle of the table, I sit back, I relax, and I wait to either take profits or I wait to get stopped out. There is no ifs, ands, or buts in between. Now, what could you use as a take profit? Well, if we're going to use this breakout as over the first hour highs as our entry, we can use a previous 5-minute candle as a stop. We can use a 20 SMA as a stop. That previous 5-minute candle is a 22-point range. So we can tell ourselves, if I get close to 20 points plus, I'm going to take my profits off at a 1-to-1. If I'm going to lose 20 points, 22 points, I want to take profits at 20, 22 points. Now, this does go up a lot higher than 22 points. So essentially you could have held a runner, you could have moved the stop loss up, you could have done a lot of things, but I'm not going to say what we could have, should have, in what could have been. What I'm going to say is, what should we look for? What should we look for is exactly what I just said. If we're going to give up 20 points, 22 points, I want to make sure I'm at least taking profits somewhere close to 20, 22 points. What I do after that is what I do after that. What you do after that is what you do after that. Whether you choose to hold it or sell everything completely, I don't care at that point in time. Let's just get our move and let's get out of it. Guys, if you can manage to take 20, 25, 30 points out of the market each and every single day, again, disclaimer, it's not going to be every single day because that's just not the way that this game works. But if you do manage to take a trade for 20 points, 30 points, guys, consider chopping it up. If you only took one micro contract and you managed to make 40 bucks, don't sit there and complain about it that you only made $40. Pat yourself on the back. That's a fantastic move. Come back and do it again. Do the rule of 20. Even if you made $40 a day times 20, you're looking at over $500, $600 a month extra to your bottom line. And again, remember, most of you guys who are watching this video did not even take a payout of $100 last month, did not even take a payout of $500 last month. So why are you complaining about only making $600 this month if you made $40, you know, times the rule of 20? Again, put things into real life perspective. A lot of you guys, if you guys made an extra $500, $600, it'd pay for your electricity bill, it'd pay for your internet bill, it'd pay, you know, help pay for some insurance, it'd help pay for a few meals around the house. It would do a lot for you. You know, it could go towards that vacation that you want to take in the summer. It could do a lot for you. So again, be realistic. You know, don't be an absolute, you know, just don't be crazy. Okay, just don't be crazy. Again, just wanted to kind of highlight that. Now, if you did want to take a little bit of a higher move here, again, I have a linear regression channel up here with that we hit. We kind of put in a high and we pulled back. We're pulling back into this 20 here. This would have been a definite take profit. Again, if you guys don't have the linear regression, the only way, again, I'm going to make this out there before I get any comments. The only way that I have found that you can get this linear regression channel here that I use on all my charts is on Thinkorswim. Okay, it's called the linear regression channel 50. Okay, so if I bring this up, I want to show you. Edit study, linear regression channel 50. I do nothing to the settings. The price inputs are set to close. I don't change anything. The only thing I change is the color and the width so I can see it better. Oops, and that's about it. So again, don't ask how do you get the linear regression. How do you get it? the way to look exactly like my charts, it's on Thinkorswim. And again, I have prop firm accounts with Top Step where I use TraderVate, I use Ninja for Apex. And on my personal futures, I have Iron Beam and I have a TraderVate account. So again, I don't have the linear regression on any of those platforms. Why? Because on the screen that you're looking at is where I do all my charting. I just execute on the other platforms. So if you're using TradingView, you're using something else. I'm sorry, guys, but it is what it is, right? Again, you know, if you need to throw $100 or $50 into a Charles Schwab Thinkorswim account so you can get the platform and just use it for charting, do it, right? Do it. Don't complain about it. But anyways, it is what it is. So that was a perfect spot to kind of take profits. We are pulling back to this 20 SMA again. Now, maybe if we take out the highs of 18,121, maybe you got some room there. Maybe if we do confirm a 20 play here, you've got some room back down to the 200, which would also be your opening breakout spot here, going back to the opening range consolidation. Again, I would like to see it take out the previous swing low. Again, you can see resistance, support. If we do lose that, you know, previous resistance acting as new support, if lost, can go to the next level of demand. Again, it's just basic technical analysis. Does it have to work? Of course not, but at least you know what you're looking for. I hope this video made a lot of sense to you guys. If it did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.